Hi, welcome back to the Gray Faith Study. This is the video for Chapter 1, Gray Beginnings. And I hope you are able to look at the experiment for this chapter. If you are going through the book as a group, you'll want to do the experiments on your own beforehand, and then you can save the study questions to work through together each week as a group. And this particular experiment was very simple. It was just writing out your story. And as basic as it sounds, I think that really understanding your story is going to be pivotal to your journeying through this book and what you're going to get out of this book. So there are two things that I'm hoping you'll be able to find as you go through your stories. The first is your assumptions. And we all have assumptions and unwritten rules that we bring to our adult lives from our childhood, from our experiences. And it's not just contained to our faith either. It's all areas of our lives. So, for instance, food. For me, growing up, my parents were both from the South, and we had a lot of Southern comfort food growing up. We had chicken pot pie and sweet iced tea, biscuits and gravy, all wonderful foods, not necessarily the healthiest. Even when we did have healthy food, I remember we would dip strawberries, for instance, in a bowl of sugar, and we would cook green beans and other vegetables in bacon grease, or we would fry them like fried okra. So even our healthy food wasn't necessarily healthy. And I remember even going to the grocery store with my dad. One of the things he would always do is try to get the most value for the least amount of money. And the good thing about that was I learned early on what it means to be frugal. But the negative to that was that even to this day, I have a hard time buying organic food, for instance, because I look at the price and I just shut down, because growing up, I just did not see the value in spending extra money on healthy food. So the point is that we have to be able to see what assumptions we've grown up with that are helping us, and what assumptions may actually be keeping us from living a healthy life. And that's the same thing with our faith. There's a lot of ways that I grew up and saw God all around me in a very positive way. And then there were some other ways, which, as I mentioned in the book, that I began to sort of believe that maybe morality or good Christianity was the goal of my life. And in the middle of that, I think I was missing out on some of the more genuine aspects of what it means to follow God. So I'm hoping that as you find your own assumptions, that you'll be able to walk into a more genuine relationship with God for yourself. So we want to find our assumptions, and we also want to find our uniqueness. And one thing I think I found in the Christian faith especially is we can look around us and we can think that everyone's life, everyone's experience with God is supposed to be just the same. But over and over, the Bible talks about how God has created us uniquely. He's given us each different gifts and talents, even different circumstances. And I really believe that if you look back over your life, you're going to see that He's been working in you and through your situations and speaking to you in very personal ways. And it's not going to look the same for you as it is for the friend sitting next to you. And that's okay. And the more we're aware of just how uniquely God wants to meet us, the more comfortable I think we'll be stepping out in those unique places that He has for us and finding a genuine relationship with Him again. So I'm hoping that as we go through our assumptions and recognizing the uniqueness that is in each of us, that we'll be able to become more comfortable with the questions and the wrestling, and that we won't stop there at the wrestling and the doubts, but that those questions and that honesty will propel us into becoming more and more the person that God wants us to be and step out in the places He wants us to step out in uniquely. So I'm so excited you're on this journey with me, and I'm looking forward to talking to you again next week.